You know, a lot of us have haters, and a lot of people try to sabotage you, try to stop you from progressing, and dream killers. A lot of people try to sabotage you, but what if I told you that some of your biggest sabotage comes from self sabotage, comes from you? And so I want to share in this video 4 things that we believe that help us, but it's really just spies of fear undercover that's designed to help sabotage us. Would you like to know what those 4 things are? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in this teaching broadcast. So listen, I want you to join me. It's not that long. It's not going to take me that long to share this principle with you. So most definitely get your pen, get your paper if you can. Most definitely get your screenshots ready, because this is going to be a short video, but it's going to be powerful. Walk with me. And who am I? I'm Billie Miller, the motivational minister, and they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And listen, we're going to get right into it. I'm talking about 4 spies, 4 things that fear disguises things that's trying to help you, but it's really just fear in disguise that's causing you to self-sabotage yourself. So listen, let's get into it. Spy number 1 is the pivot spy. The pivot spy. And so what the pivot spy is a lot of times, and a pivot just means you're going to change. Maybe you need to change your format. Maybe you need to change your strategy. Maybe you need to change your niche, right? So it's just, for example, you're a YouTuber and you've been doing this certain kind of videos on health, and then maybe you feel like, okay, well, maybe I need to pivot and go more in the direction of finances. And it's okay to pivot sometimes. Sometimes pivoting is necessary. But if you're not careful, what happens is a lot of people are pivoting not because of purpose, but because of problems. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people are pivoting not because of the promise, but because of a lack of issues and I mean, not lack of issues, but issues and problems and troubles, or it's not working. And so now they want to do this. First you're doing this, and now you're doing that. You're almost becoming like a double-minded man, unstable in his ways. You're going from one MLM to the next. You're going from one job to the next. First you want to be an author. Now you want to be a dancer. Now you want to be a movie director. I mean, you, and it's okay to have multiple skills. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But a lot of people are quitting as soon as it get hard. And you got to make sure that this is not you, because what this is that you're becoming, if you're not careful, you're going to become what's called a professional starter. What do I mean by that? A professional starter is, look up at the screen, take a screenshot of that. A professional starter is a person who's always starting something. They're always beginning something, but never finishes anything. I mean, how many books have you started reading, but you haven't completed them? How many projects have you started on, but you're never completing them? You do things until it get hard, and now you want to pivot. And what you're doing is you're sabotaging your success. You're sabotaging your success, and it's really just fear disguised as pivot. You don't want to allow this to happen. Quit being a professional starter. And listen, it's good that you want to get started, because a lot of people stop at the start. And so you're ahead of a lot of people. A lot of people are procrastinating. A lot of people can't get past the start. So it's good that you have the initiative. It's good that you want to start. The problem is that you're never finishing. You're going to have to finish. Don't fall for this trap. The pivot is just a pivot spot. Fear, see, this is the thing about fear. Fear doesn't like to be exposed, and fear disguises itself and have you thinking, and you're thinking that you're prospering because you're pivoting. but you're really just distracting your success. All right, like I said, I don't want to hold you long. Let's get to number two. Number two, the second kind of spy that's causing you to sabotage yourself is the preparing spy. The preparing spy. And so this is the person. As a matter of fact, let me put this quote on the screen by Jack Canfield. Let me put it on the screen right quick because I like the way he said it. He said it best. All right, take a screenshot of that. It says, most people are familiar with the phrase ready, aim, fire. The problem is that too many people spend their life aiming and never firing. They are always getting ready, always getting it perfect. There's a scripture in the Bible, I think it's Ecclesiastes chapter 11. I can't remember what verse. It's either verse 4 or verse 7 because this is just coming to me right now. But it says, if you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never get anything done. And so you're preparing and you're deceiving yourself by constantly getting ready. Endless preparation. Listen, it's good to prepare. Listen, it's good to plan. And most of these spies, like I said, are disguising themselves as good things, things that you need. You need to plan. Planning is important. Preparation is important. I can't tell you the number of people who get married and don't prepare for it. I can tell you I can tell you a whole lot of stories of how lack of preparation causes damage. But if you're not careful, you're going to be allow procrastination disguising itself as preparation, and you're having this endless preparation. I mean, how many free webinars are you going to take before you take action? You're learning, but you're not letting your learning lead to action. You're not even starting. And that's why I was saying the spot number one, at least they started, but they just started and quitting every time. But you haven't even started. And you're deceiving yourself because you're getting ready. You're constantly working on your form. You're ready aiming, but you're never firing. I remember when I was young, we used to race, just say me and my brother, my big brother, we're racing. And when they say on your mark, get ready, get set, go. And man, he'll take off. He flying way ahead of me. I'd be like, hold on, wait a minute. I wasn't right. Hold up, I wasn't ready yet. You ever did that when you was little? On your mark. And that's what a lot of you are doing with your goals. You said on the mark, get ready, get set. Hold on, let me start over because I ain't ready yet. And you're constantly thinking you're not ready, and you're constantly preparing. You're reading the books. How many books are you going to read? Listen, it's good to read books. I love books. I love books so much that I got another whole YouTube channel dedicated specifically just for the sharing with you many books that have impacted my life. But a lot of people are reading books, deceiving themselves into thinking, I read the book and now I know it. And you haven't taken any action. Listen, you're going to have to take action. You're going to have to put some wheels to the vision. Listen, it's not solely the information that's going to get you the results, it's the applied information that's going to make it happen. Listen, it's good to prepare, but don't deceive yourself into having this endless preparation, and it's causing you to sabotage your success. Got it? And listen, if you need help with going from learning to taking action, if you need help with getting started, listen, I got some resources for you. Listen, as a matter of fact, on this YouTube channel, if you go to my YouTube channel and go and click the little tab that says playlist, you're going to see something called the Start Collection. You can go and watch that for free. Right after this video, you can go and watch it. And as a matter of fact, I'll link it in the description of this video, so that way you can go straight to it. I encourage you to go and binge watch that series. One of my favorite series that's going to help you to overcome procrastination. Another resource that's going to help you is you need to read chapters 2 and 3 of this book right here. The whole book is 12 chapters full of powerful information, but I want you to read chapters 2 and 3 because chapters 2 and 3 is going to help you to overcome procrastination. It's going to help you to stop making excuses. It's going to help you to go from learning to taking action. Yes, you're going to keep the preparation part, but you're going to start applying, and you're going to learn from from the work that you're doing. You're going to start taking massive action. So this book is going to help you. If you look in the description of this, you can go to whateverdevil.com, just like it's spelled, whateverdevil.com, or you can go look in the description of this video. I give you the direct link where you can download the ebook or get the paperback copy. And listen, we're going to step number 3, spy number 3. So remember, there's 4 spies. We covered 2. This third spy is called the comparing spy. This is the comparing spy. Don't fall for the deception of this one here. And so what happens is you'll begin to compare. Comparison is a thief to your momentum. Just say you finally got started, you're prepared, but now you've taken action and you're saying, hey, I'm not gonna be a professional starter, I'm gonna see this to the end. And now you're gaining momentum. Look, just like my shirt said, that's what my shirt said, by the way. Momentum. This part of my momentum brand. Look at the description of the video if you're interested in the shirt and see some other ones like it. But guess what? Comparison is a thief to momentum. And so you don't want to do that. And because what happens is you'll be putting forth much effort, but then you'll look at somebody else's success and you're going to measure your success. I like the way TD Jakes said it. He says, don't measure your success by using other people's yardsticks. And that comparison is going to rob you. Let me give you an example. Just say you're a content creator. Just say you're a YouTuber. And you spent 7 hours recording and editing this video. And you uploaded this video and you promoted this video for 7 days and all you got was 7 views. And you're like, man. But then you look over here, you scrolling on your feed and you see somebody got a cat video doing tricks and they got 1 million views. And you're like, what? You see somebody doing a prank video and they got thousands of views. You see somebody say, hey, I got a bowl of cereal. I'm going to see what it tastes like if I put butter in it. Thousands of views. And you're looking at it and like, now you just feel like all of your effort is in vain. Listen, you can't compare yourself like that. It's a trap. Don't fall for this comparison spy and have you thinking that your value is like you don't have any value because you're watching something that's worthless getting the attention. No, you're gonna have to listen, you're gonna have to stay focused. Listen, you're gonna have to listen, don't do it for the views, do it for the vision. Chew on that for a minute. All right, listen, we got one more spy to talk about. One more spy. So stay with me. Come on, stay with me. Listen, before we get to this last spy, listen, if I said anything you like, most definitely hit the like button, comment, share this video so somebody else can be blessed. And if you feel like this is teachings that you like this type of teaching, most definitely click the subscribe button and listen, but go a step further. Hit the subscribe button, but hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I go live or I upload other videos like this that's going to bless you. All right, let's get to this last one. The last spy is the humble spy. The humble spy. And listen, you're supposed to be humble. You should be humble. You shouldn't be arrogant. You shouldn't be prideful. And it's good to be humble. But you got to be careful because false humility will disguise itself as being humble. And false humility is when somebody they'll say things that's in hopes that somebody else will disagree with them. Like you got a car and somebody say, oh, I like this car. Oh, this whole thing, in hopes they'd be like, man, what you talking about? Or you sing and say, oh, no, I don't think I did that good. You're doing it just in hopes that somebody say, oh, no, you did good. And if you're not careful, that false humility, not being humble, you should be humble, but that false humility is going to hinder you. It's going to block you from a lot of success. I'm gonna give you another example. Just say you wrote a book. I've heard people say this in the author world. I'm an author, and I have people say, "Well, I wrote my book, but I don't really promote it because I don't want to sound salesy." And I get what the point they're trying to make, but it's really false humility. You don't want to sound salesy. Maybe you don't really know what sales is. I get it. You don't. Hey, nobody wants to be sounding like a pushy car salesman. And so you're afraid to tell people about your book because you're afraid that people are going to look at you like as if you're a used car salesman. So therefore you hide. Therefore you put the blanket over the light. Therefore you shy back, and it's hindering your success. It's a sabotage. You're your biggest hurdle. You're not going to get any sales because one thing I believe in, if you don't tell people about your product or services, they won't know about it. It's just like your story, your testimony. You don't want to start a YouTube channel because you're afraid. You don't want to tell you, I don't want to see. Listen, if you don't tell people about it, they won't know about it. For example, even in this video, uh, I share with you about this book. I even mentioned this shirt. I wasn't doing a whole hardcore infomercial about it, but I did mention it. Why? Because if I don't tell you about it, you won't know about it. And you're a person who, and I'm always talking to people who need it. So you got to watch out for that false humility. I'm gonna give you another good example. Maybe this one to be more clear. And this is one of the I've heard a lot, and I know you can relate to this one. You may have even said it yourself. But have you ever heard somebody say, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be poor. I just want enough to live comfortable. I just want enough where I can just pay my bills, live comfortable. I don't need all that. I don't need millions of dollars. I just need enough just so I can just pay my bills, be happy, be comfortable. And so a person with an untrained ear, a person with an untrained eye will look at this person and say, oh man, he's being humble. He real. He's sincere. Well, I'm here to tell you that that person is sincerely wrong. That person is really a selfish person. This person that says that is more selfish than a person who's desiring wealth. Why do you say that, Billy? Because they said that they only want enough money for them to be comfortable. They are the center of this story. I just want enough where I can become enough where I can pay my bills. I don't want. I just and so you think that's being sincere, but they're being selfish. And check this out. I know that they are not a giver, most definitely not a big giver, because if they just want enough to make them feel comfortable, in order for them to be a big giver, it's going to cause them to be uncomfortable. And so they're not thinking about that; they're just thinking about themselves. This is called false humility, and what happens? They hinder their own success. And here's the deceptive part about it: they say it to you in a way of saying, this is what they're saying to your subconscious mind. This is what they're silently saying. Hey, I can be wealthy if I wanted to. I'm just choosing not to because I don't. I just want enough to live comfortable, and that's just the big. It's malarkey. Listen to me. I want you to hear what I'm saying because I know somebody gonna be in the comment section probably disagree, or and that's okay. But I want you to hear the heart of what I'm saying. If you just want enough to just live comfortable, you're not thinking about being a giver. You're just thinking about what you need. I'm giving you an example. Just say you might be sitting here saying, Billy, I hear what you're saying, but I just don't want to be walking around filthy rich. I don't want all this wealth. I don't want all that money. I just want enough to just to live comfortable. Just say you sticking to that. So let's just say what'll make you feel comfortable? 200,000 a year? We'll just say that. I think that's pretty good. I think that's enough to be comfortable off of. $200,000 a year. Let's say we rock with that. And you don't want the million. A million is too much. I just want enough 200,000 to make you feel comfortable. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why not trust God for the million anyway? Take the 200,000 that you need to make you feel comfortable and take the other 800,000 and share it with your family. Share with someone in need. Share to help the homeless. Share to help children. Share to help outreach ministries. Share to help somebody whose house is burnt down and get them a new house. But see, you don't think of that because guess what? You was just thinking about yourself. Listen, I hope that made sense. I hope I ain't go too much into that. And listen, if you don't agree, that's fine. Leave that in the comment section too. But but nevertheless, don't let false humility disguise itself as being humble. All right. And so listen, check this out. Speaking on the subject of sabotage, I just told you 4 disguises, 4 spies that causes people to call self-sabotage. Because sometimes your self-sabotage is your biggest hater, your biggest critic. Let me tell you about this critic I had one time who was always hating on me. You know, all of us have critics. I know I do. But I'm gonna tell you about the time I confronted my biggest critic. And I'll put that in a whole nother video. And I'll put that video right here. So you just click right there and I'll see you in that video. Listen, I love you. Stay up, stay blessed, and always remember that the word is your life.